And you counter them every week now, almost every day in your newspaper, the issues of the environment. The Global Warming Survival Guide, Time magazine cover. The UN warns of rapid decay of the environment, New York Times. 90% of ocean's edible species may be gone by 20,048. How do you take a headline like that? USA Today. Next victim of global warming, the beaches. States blacks more likely to live in polluted areas, from my own local Racine Journal-Times in Wisconsin. Rising seas projected to overtake coastal history, same place. The peril of ignoring global warming, from Orion. Amazon, forest to farms, the battle to stop the land grab, National Geographic. Poorest nations bear the brunt of world warming, New York Times. Time magazine last year recommended that what we need as a society to address this is something similar that happened in World War II, where in order to gear ourselves up for war, the whole society was really transformed in its industries and in its economy in order to produce what was needed for war. New industries arose overnight, resources were rationed, cars were limited, restrictions were in place, people made sacrifices. The whole resources of the society were marshaled to address this issue. And that's what we need now. Transformation of our industries to renewable energy, transition to eating local foods, the transfer of resources to develop new technologies, limits on the use of pesticides and prohibitions against clearing forests, rationing of energy and water, protection of wetlands and wilderness, among many other things. We need the transformation of our homes, our businesses, our industries, our corporations, our farms at state, regional, national, and global levels. And it needs to come to a point where it becomes part of our culture. We really need to incorporate this into our spiritual discipline, to think of it as part of what we do on a daily basis, that the choices we make. Our houses or our living spaces are connected to every ecological problem on the planet. The emissions from our smokestacks, the meat in our refrigerator, the cleaning products that we use, what we use on our lawns, the electricity that comes in, the water that comes in and goes out. You are connected every day with all the ecological problems on Earth. You can make a difference. And collectively, we can make an enormous difference that will hit certain thresholds and make differences. I just come back around to what I said at the beginning, that we need to discover ways in this where we can act not out of our fear or our outrage or our guilt or our shame or our despair, but to act out of the grace. We are called to fall back in love with nature. We will not save what we do not love. And if we make part of our spiritual discipline to come back in our relationship with the life that's around us, we will be renewed at the same time that we are seeking to renew the earth.